Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. I am Railroad Tycoon Rever, and we are at the lovely city of Des Moines. And the reason we are at Des Moines is because we have a few passenger issues. I have used my ultimate superhuman powers of time pausation in order to take care of a few things before we run out of money, because it seems like that's a thing. The big problem that we have in Des Moines is if we look at, we only have like three destinations for people. Now we have a lot of car destinations, which I assume means inner city, where the destinations for the outside world are not so great as far as passengers go. So that's an awful lot there. I guess is that, I'm a little confused by that. But in any way, Des Moines has this many shop work. But if you look, very few have the destination of Norfolk and Rochester, which is really what we want, right? So it's saying that we have a lot more people that we could get in here, but I think our problem is if we look at the type of people, these are commercial buildings and these are industrial. And I think that's all fine and well as far as getting people to their destinations. However, it's not really that helpful to us because we can't get the residential people over to our train station at this point. So what I would like to do is set up a couple stations, at least for people. And let's take a look at the heat map. And so this is destinations layer. Yeah, I'm not even 100% sure how to read this, but yeah, we have quite a few destinations over here. This grayed out area, I guess, is area that we can't get to. So there's 6. So there's, obviously it's a little bit thinner on the outskirts. So what I would like to try to do, and then as far as where is our city? What is this? Street traffic. I'm not too worried about that right now. Stations. I haven't really played with this too much. Land use layer. That's what I was looking for. So there's the green. So we have a large population over here. We got our shopping over this way and our industry over this way. So I'd like to see what we can do to get all of these covered by putting in a street system. So let's get, oops. There we go. Okay, so if we were to, buildings, I guess we should do bus tram as the primary thing at this point. So if we were to put one, let's see, I can't see which way it's going. Yeah, let's get it square to what looks like. Yeah, so this would really cover a good chunk of the town if we were to be able to put it here. Now, I don't want to go too close. There we go. Can we go just to where we don't? Now let's zoom in so you guys can maybe see. Ooh. You know what? I had a good suggestion. Let's take care of that right now. Settings. So I was told, I would assume it would be controls, mouse wheel sensitivity. You see how I zoomed in there and they said they took it all the way down to 1. So let's apply that and resume and see how that, oh yeah, that's much more normal. Okay, so anyway, let's go back. Buildings. So we're going to put a passenger thingy in here. Yeah, can we get it down to 1? Yeah, we could do 1 building removed. Now let's back it away from the road as much as we can. Right, and that looks like it's going to cover, yeah, where can we, so if we came here, we wouldn't cover everything. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. And it's on the right side of the city. Let's go come on, there we go. 2 buildings, come on, we had it at 1. There we go. 1 building, 250 grand. Boom. Okay, so now let's talk about over here. So if we were to look at, can we pin that and pin this? Yes, so that'll give us a good view. Let's pin that. So we got all of this covered. It looks like we would cover way out this way. So I'm thinking we go over this way somewhere. Now at the same time, let's come here and do streets. And I think these are the second streets up. Yeah. I think it would be worth, well, let's see, let's before we do that, let's really think about where we would put this building. But I'm thinking if we attach that and put this building, well, you know what, we could let them do it. Now, I don't know how smart they are. Let's go this way. I don't think it matters too much, but if we were to do, well, if we start, well, the train station's going to cover a fair amount, so I'm thinking, can we get everything covered? Yeah, let's spin this guy around without destroying any buildings. Now, why wouldn't that one be white? And it doesn't quite cover there. That covers, it looks like, now I might be better off destroying a building and going like here, right? We would only have to destroy one building for now. We might have to destroy another one. But yeah, I think that puts us in a little bit better place. Now we could maybe just, that would be 2 buildings. Yeah, but that's not, yeah, I don't see us, well, this would be cargo. So I could see us maybe turning this into a cargo station. I guess my debate is putting it right close to that corner, which is kind of fine. But then, you know what, we could expand it from the corner. Let's just do this, 101,000. We could always destroy roads and rebuild it. Right, there we go. So now that should get us to the possibility of a line that would, now, oh, wait, do we need to build another? Let's see, can we, yeah, okay, so we need to get a train station, another passenger station in here. All right, let's get out of that mode, go back to this one. And yeah, let's zoom this around. It's a little bit goofy, isn't it? Yeah, like this would be good enough. Yeah, we'll stay off the road so we can expand the roads in the future. All right, so now we should be able to do a line. Let's get rid of both of these. Then we're going to add a station. Right, and then now this is a question for you guys. If you could leave a thing in the comments, are we better off doing like that and then having another line back and forth between here and here? Because I don't think they're necessarily going to go between there and there. Yeah, let's try that in one city, because I think, well, let's see what the other city looks like, because the other cities may not need that. But I'm thinking that we'd be better off doing this and then adding another new line, which would be like from here to here. All right, and then give us a little more chance to balance out the two, a little bit more frequency, where I don't think do they really need to go between there and there, or are we better off doing like Des Moines branch to there like that, and then do the opposite if we go back over to line 1. All right, so we're going from here to here, and then we would go to here. Does that make sense? Yeah, let's try this, because it seems to me it would also get them, if there is traffic between here and here, we could probably take a look. Now, we could do 3 separate lines, but we'll try to take a look at some point at that point. So let's do, oops, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's, just to keep them all in a, we'll call this bus, all right? Bus, Desum. And this one is the blue one, which is going from here to here to here. So we'll call it bus Desum counterclockwise. All right, and then we'll do this one, bus Desum with a capital M, clockwise. Now what I'll do is pick a color that we haven't really used. How about, oh, we got this purple. Let's make this one like the darker purple. So we'll try to keep our local bus routes in purple. Yeah, again, I do wish I could get that color mod, but I don't want to turn off my, as I mentioned in the last episode, I don't want to turn off my colors just for that. So now what we need some kind of a road depot, don't we? You know, and here's another thing. We're going to do two things. We're going to build a road depot. Yeah, we could do trams. Could have done trams. I guess we still could, but yeah, we'll worry about trams later. All right, so let's spin this guy around, put him, he doesn't need to be right in town. Yeah, we'll keep him a little bit off there. Boom. All right, so for now, I think we should put at least, say, 2 on each one. This will be the first time I've bought passenger things. We're going to get a Mack. I'm assuming that's, yeah, Mack Brothers. Mack trucks, I guess. Did they start out with lorries or passenger buses? I don't know. Did they? Maybe I guess I'm assuming the game's that accurate. So let's buy 4 of these. I don't want to spend too much money until we get a feel for what we're doing. And we're going to put this one on Des counterclockwise. We'll put these on Des clockwise. Let's make sure I did that right. Yep, there we go. So we got 2 vehicles running 39 per minute, which will help, get this sort of straightened out. I think we'll get some more people over here to our bus terminal. Very good. All right, so before we start time up, and I think we have plenty of money, just so you know, let me go here to Norfolk first. So Norfolk seems to be in really good shape. Look at all the people waiting there. And the reason is, at this moment anyway, we're really covering all the different kinds of cargo and passengers. And we're just, it's like every city's covered. Now, Norfolk is a smaller town to begin with, so that's fine as well. Now, I'm hoping all this passenger stuff, even if it's not super profitable, will help us to maximize our oil, right? If we can get these people flowing around these cities, now I think we'll be in better shape. Now, Rochester, I think, is doing better, but yeah, we really don't service them that well. Let's see. Let's take a look again at our land use layer. Yeah, so we have all our passengers up here, and our shopping out this way. So the reason I want to look at this is we would never need a cargo station up here, but we certainly might be interested in expanding the station we put down there. So let's get rid of that layer. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like this little outside part here. So I'm thinking maybe we need to build, let's get a street. And I think we're on the right kind. All right. Now that doesn't do anything for us in terms of this train station, but I'm thinking maybe we could come over to here, and now that this is connected, we'll be able to get, oops. All right. Now why aren't you showing me anything connected? Oh, wait. Yeah, let's shift. Square it up a little bit better. Yeah, so that definitely covers down to here if we put it here. How about if we put it up this way? Not quite. See that? Now we could put it, yeah, let's spin it around. We could put it like right here. And is everybody covered? No, not really. Because what I'm thinking of is we have our other one up this way, so I'm just trying to get this one where it'll, if the city wants to expand this way, I think we'll, with roads and whatnot, we'll be able to cover everything here. I'm just trying to get it to where it'll cover this. So I think I like it over here. Oops, don't hit shift. All right, that's pretty. All right, and let's move. I got too many windows open. Actually, I want this one open. Let's pin it. All right, and then, like if we put it here, that seems like everything in town is covered. Except for the one right next door. Why would that not be showing covered? It's a little weird, but I guess I can live with that one not being covered. I like where this is at. All right, and then now we don't, so let's go pin this one. All right, so we can see what it's covering, and then I think we could get one up here, even if we got to destroy some houses that could cover the vast majority of this. Now we may expand over this way as opposed to up this hill. I'm not real sure. So is this the place to go? Well, that would certainly cover everything. Let's, oops, one hit shift. See, if we went over here, we wouldn't be covering that house. We would be sort of gearing towards expansion this way. Now, if we went here, we're not covering over there. Yeah, somewhere in this block here seems like would be our best bet. Now, remember, this one would probably never expand. So let's get this. I can't see anything. All right, so let's go Z. Try to square it up. Yeah, 4 buildings would be removed, but only 200,000. And it looks like we're covering everything. So that's our ticket. We even get a little side entrance, so people can walk right there. So unfortunately, we had to destroy some houses, but I think should we try the same thing here, or should we try the back and forth thing? Why don't we try 3 lines here? Because this is a smaller city, 114, and we're up to 239. Now, what is Des Moines? Just not to distract myself too much. Des Moines is 348, so probably if we were going to do the 3-line thing, it might be better to do it in Des Moines because that would have more demand. Yeah, you know what? We really haven't played any time. I don't think that would hurt. I think I'm going to do a 3-line thing over in Des Moines, and we'll do the counterclockwise things here and just see if we can't get a feel for which one is a better system. And if you guys have experience, of course, I welcome your expertise. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we can't. We need to get another one, don't we? It'd be nice to get it like down in here, I think. All right, close to the station and its entrance. Only taking out one. Well, I'm not right across the street. All right, can I get in there with one building? I guess not. Yeah, so if I had to take out 2 buildings, I guess, and this one might become a cargo thing one day, so we'll see. I'm sure they'll build some. I kind of built that a little closer. Yeah, this game's very unforgiving when it comes to placing something and then destroying it. Yeah, see, I want that a little further away from the road so we have some more possibilities. And if we have to increase the size of the road or whatever it is. All right, so now we should be able to... So this one's going to be a counterclockwise, let's say. So if we add a station, it's going to be here. Counterclockwise would be to here and then to here. And we'll color that the purple of counterclockwise ones. Right? And then we're going to do another new line, and we'll color this one the dark purple. And we're going to go from here to here to here. And name this one All right, and again, we need to get a depot. It looks like it'll be more expensive. It's not bad to keep your depot near your first stop, I think. So we'll put it over here in this case. Road depot. Okay. Now we'll do the same thing here. All right, and then we'll do 2 of these to the counterclockwise, 2 to the clockwise. And then we're going to come back over to Des Moines. And we're going to change this up before we even get things started. All right, so let's go back to line manager. Yeah, so how do we want to do this? So I guess I'll just do it 1, 2, and then 2, 3. Yeah, so this one is going to go, and we're going to get rid of this one. And then this one, we'll get rid of that one. All right, so this is no longer counterclockwise. We'll call this 1. No, that's not what I meant to do. And we'll do this 2. All right, then I want to add another new line called bus Desm 1-2, if that makes any sense. Hope it does. It does to me. That's all that counts. Because I am the railroad tycoon. Right. And then now this one will go from here to here. Okay, so now instead of having, instead of having that, we'll have this steadier state where we can also maybe balance it a little bit better, like because we won't have such a long runaround. Though ultimately, in some ways, it does the same thing, but it would kind of require a few extra vehicles. All right, so now what we want to do is buy said vehicles. And we'll buy 2 more. And then we will assign them to Desm 1, 2. All right, let's take a look at our lines, kind of make sure we did all that right. Yep. So in the future, we may balance this out, of course, and we may even, see what we did with this and that and make sure it's all right. Now so we said Norfolk is fine, or at least we think Norfolk is fine as far as it's covered everybody. So let's see, is there anything we're missing? This is now when I wish it was a live stream and you guys could scream at me. But I think we're in pretty good shape. I don't see what we would need to do that would really stop that. So let's play some time and we'll see what kind of an impact that has. Let's take a look. Does it have any absolutely immediate impact? Well, it certainly seems like there's a lot more here. And again, we're not, the Rochester destinations are fine. Hopefully we'll certainly get a bunch of people back and forth in Rochester, but this Norfolk, oh yeah, look, it's like shooting up. So that's great. So if people want to come to Des Moines now, let's pin this. And for the sake of the length of the video, and because I'd like to even try to talk about building a line down to here in this episode, but I'd like just to play this forward to make sure we're not killing ourselves. Plus, I need to save up some money before we do that. So let me pause it. We'll come right back here. Yeah, see, these numbers are definitely going up, but we'll take a look. Oh yeah, I think this one was always pretty good. But these should increase as well, right? Because now we have service to those other places. All right, let me pause it. Like I said, as much for the length for the video. I'll just play time slowly forward and keep an eye on things. And then we'll see how we're making out with it. Long enough to kind of see if we're filling up these buses or if we have too few or too many. And then what I would like to do is start talking about another passenger line that would take us down to Garden Grove as the request. And then we'd probably do the same thing. So hopefully we'll come back with 10 or 14 million because we're now raking it in hand over fist. And I may add a bus or two, but obviously we'll review that when we get back. All right, talk to you in a minute. Okay, I've been keeping an eye on things, and we're doing better. Our cargo, our passengers have been going up nicely. I've just got it filtered to the trains, and then here's our cities. Now, I'm not too worried about the cities. However, we do have a few things going on that I'm trying to get ramped up. Like if we come to this bus Desm, sorry, you'll see, let's actually go to the station itself. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that the... Yeah. Oh, wait. Let's go to... Yeah, so there's nobody waiting there. Okay. Well, that's good. I put an extra guy on here, so that's good. We had a bunch of extra here, so that's why I put an extra one on Bus Desm 2, and I also put an extra one on Rochester counterclockwise. So let's zoom up to there, and if we look at... Which one was it? Rochester Halt. Yeah, so we've gotten that taken care of by putting an extra bus on there. So now again, I don't know if there was a little... I think you have to watch out with this game that there's a little bit of a surge. But the more important thing that I've been noticing is passenger Desmond 2. That's why I have this train open, right? Because what I would like to do when he gets about... most of the way there, I want to release another train. So let's come over to here and kind of get ready. So that way they're more or less opposite of each other. I think we have enough money. And we've been using these, so I don't see any reason why we wouldn't continue, at least on the trains that are, busy with, there's no real point in being that much quicker because they're just going to run into cargo trains anyway, is the theory. So we would buy this, and then obviously I made the mistake. I think we want to do these. Now I'm thinking we add 4 of these. So that's going to be 6 million. Oh, shoot. What? I messed up. Hopefully we get almost all our money back for that. But we got 10 million now. That's good. So I'm going to buy this guy for 6 million. Oops, definitely messed up there. And I want to time this out. Yeah, we can close the buy vehicle thing. Let's see, where is he at now? He's in a good spot. Let's set this guy on his way to passenger Des Richard, right? So he should come out of this depot and start heading this way, while this guy is more or less the opposite. And I think we have enough people. Now I'm hoping that doesn't drop off. We can upgrade this one to carry a few more, but I think I should wait. And let's close that noisy train. So I think I should wait, and just to make sure that we don't do too good of a job. We just doubled our capacity, and I'm not seeing like a huge number of passengers waiting any longer. So is there a little bit of an initial rush? Now I think I sort of made a mistake over here, possibly. And if you guys have some suggestions how to fix it, I was wondering about this. Like passenger, could we put a passenger thing over here? Like in other words, let's just configure this for a second. I just want to see if this... So we have our passenger platforms, and then we also have this miscellaneous, but I can't put one of these here. Like does it underpass? Like if I put this guy on here... Now the other thing is are we just getting... Well, they look awful full, don't they? Well, that's all right. We just put 2 trains on there. But can I put this here where the passengers can get from there to there? Is that... Or, I'm sorry, not that. This. Right? But it doesn't... How do we get them over to here? Like, could I build another platform for passengers this way? Platforms, passenger... Right? And then would it mess it up if I put one here and then put, like, so they could get out this way? Does it really make any difference? Do they mind walking? If you look, yeah, let's close this. They're all the way over here, but the passenger terminal is all the way over here. Does that affect things? I mean, I don't care if it's just takes them a little longer to get there. Like, it'll all work out in the end, and we're we seem to be plenty efficient at this moment. Now, does this train... Where did our train not come this way? Well, I guess it doesn't matter other than he'll... No, don't buy vehicles. What do we want to do? We want to do manage vehicles. Let's just do trains, make it a little easier. We got 2 trains, and where are you going? So you're... lines, trains. Yeah, so you didn't go to your first stop. Well, that's alright, I guess. Right, I mean, it's not alright, but at least they're opposite ends. So he's going to drive all the way over here wasting money instead of going to this one like I had hoped. Not quite sure why he did that, but... And I don't necessarily think there's any way other than to have caught him a little bit sooner. He's all the way up here now. I could have reversed him, but then that'll mess up the timing worse. All right, what is this guy doing? Okay, he's the Desmond Norfolk guy. So just keeping an eye on these things. If we go back over to trains, which is what I'm more concerned with. Yeah, so we can see if we can't ramp these up. If the other 2 don't go up that much, we'll just leave them as they are. We don't have to make a ton of money. And we don't have a ton. I was hoping to come back with a little bit more money. So what I think I'd like to do is pause the video again and play a little bit more time forward. Try to get maybe in the neighborhood of 12 million. And then we can talk about getting this down here. I mean, I think I could build the tracks and all, but I want to have enough money to do the whole project where we put our passenger line down to here to Garden Grove from Des Moines. So I think that'll be a good move. We can't supply them with any of their things they need, but at least we could have a train that goes back and forth. We could start out maybe even just with a single line and just make that little extra improvement there, since it's, you know, short line, but it could we could probably talk about the same thing coming to Cleveland eventually. But for now, we'll do as suggested by Steve. So, all right, well, let me keep an eye on this for a little while. We'll see if we get our passengers up a bit, but more than anything, I'll get, you know, between 12 and 15 million. That way we're relatively confident if we start the project, we'll be able to finish it. All right, see you in a second. Okay, we have a few extra bucks to spend now, but it's taking a little while. Let's take a look at our account. We made a bunch of money here, not 100% sure why, timing of trains, and what I've been doing was trying to cut down on some of these expenses, and the reason is, if we come and look at our lines, I ended up taking another train off the passenger Norfolk because I'd rather it be full and it wasn't filling up both ways. So we're really struggling with these passenger routes to make any money. So you can see there goes my expenses as I took down the extra train. Now the problem I think we're dealing with is if we were to look at what it costs to, let's say, manage vehicles, right? So if we come in here and manage this particular vehicle, which we didn't have to do it all that way, the train itself is going to cost us $171,000. So then if we add 2 of these passenger cars, we have to make a certain amount. So if you're not moving enough passengers, period, I don't think you're going to overcome the cost of the locomotive. All right, so in this case where we have a few more, and I did take 2 off of here as well because we were just running back and forth empty. So we really need to get our passenger numbers up. I'm not sure if it's not because I did too good of a job and then the demand drops off. So I need to keep a better eye on this. Like, in other words, when I want to keep these full though. So I think I'm making the mistake of like overdoing the passengers, and then there's just no way they're going to be profitable. If we look at this one, you know, we got real close to profitable, but not really there. So let's see what happens if we come down here to Garden Grove and talk about a passenger thing here. So let's take a look at our land use. So we can pretty much tell the houses are right in the middle in this case, I think. Where is land use? There it is. It's kind of a strange symbol if you ask me, but I guess that makes sense, the squares. Yeah, so our passengers are right here. Now we're going to want to get them, you know, coming back in. I think we need, the idea is that passengers tend to leave here to go up there to shop. Now I don't know, do they come back? They don't really kind of seem to, but then we're going to have to get to here so that we attract people, because it seems like they go to work and commercial from the other city. So let's get rid of the land use thing and just see what we can cover with a train station where. And so we're going to do a building. Now, I was looking around here. There's not a lot of cities real close, so I'm thinking we use a terminus passenger station. And let's zoom in a bit so we can see. Let's look down on it. Let's turn it this way, because why not? Is there a way? Yeah, I think we'd be better off staying on this side of this road if we can help it. So what happens if we... Let's do Z a few times and... Yeah, see, we don't get a huge number. Now, if we came in here, it's going to cost us a bunch more. Right, it won't let us build it unless we demolish that road, but... Yeah, that would certainly be... I think that's going to be worth the extra money. And we could talk about another stop to get people over better to here, right? Now, what if we... See, what I'm trying to debate... Yeah, I kind of like this sort of centralized, even though it's going to cost us a bunch more. So I think what we need to do is... demolish that road. Unfortunately, it didn't demolish a little... You know what, let me pause for a second while we're... Yeah, let's Z this to be nice and square. Now, yeah, I think I'd come over this way now that I demolished that whole road. Yeah, let's come off where we don't quite destroy those buildings. Either way, we're destroying a bunch of buildings. Because eventually we might bring cargo in here, right? Because we're going to have sprockets, machines. Yeah, let's go as far off the road as we can and still be connected. 500 grand, boom. All right, so that should leave us in between these roads pretty well. Now, we're going to need to get passengers to other places. So let's take this. You know what, we can close these two. Let's pin this one so we can see what areas we're covering and what ones we're not. Yeah, I'm thinking we let go of this, but tend to put one over this way where we would cover these, which means let's get a road to attach up there for 9 grand. And then one bus tram station. Yeah, it won't cover all the way over there, but it'll cover kind of everything else. Now, if we Z this to this road, yeah, that loses a lot more. So I think this would, you know, this would cover quite a bit of the city. So hopefully it'll start expanding down this way. If we have to put in another station, we will. So that this should be pretty simple. Okay, so now let's play time again. And then we will new line it just from here. Oh, we need another passenger station. Yeah, you know what? We're going to pause again. We need another one of these somewhere up here that makes more sense than the last time. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's hard to see when they're in the city. Let's spin that guy around. Yep, he's square. This might help cover some more of it. All right, I don't think we can avoid... Yeah, let's move it back this way as far as we can. Not pick up that house. And then we'll move it over this way. Well, let's just keep it like right here. I think we could expand it. All right, there we go. So now we can do a line. Or now we can add stations to the line. So Garden Grove Annex... But you know what? I want to take. I want to make this one the central first stop, I guess you could say. All right, doesn't really matter, I don't think. Let's change the color to be one of the purples, and then rename the line bus. You know what? We're kind of. It doesn't matter. Bus. I have it filtered to trains. It's bus. What are we at? Grove, Garden Grove, bus, garden, We'll call it 1, even though we don't have a plan for a 2 quite yet. Yeah, let's come over here. So there's bus garden 1, and then now we're gonna need. Oh, let's play. We can play time, and now we're gonna need a road depot, which we'll just put it. Oh, it's not that. Hit the wrong button. Let's spin her around. I don't think it matters too much. Come on. Collision with the end of the road. That's 34 grand. Can't we do it a little bit cheaper? Someplace. Yeah, that's good enough. 16 grand. Half the money. All right, so now, yeah, I think I would buy 2 vehicles. That seemed to work out okay for now. And we're going to do bus garden 1. All right, so we can get them started on running back and forth. And then I think probably before we bought those vehicles, it might have been smart to get our train station actually attached. We don't want to signal quite yet. Now, the question is, do we just do 1? Yeah, I need to. Let's see, where are we heading for? Yeah, I think we just kind of head straight, kind of like to there. Let's put on our. Make sure there's no. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on. Yeah, there's a lot of. Sometimes you really. Yeah, so there's a big hill right there. Yeah, that's going to be a little expensive piece of track. So even though you don't, you get little grid lines, but just want to make sure it doesn't get ridiculously expensive. You know what, I want to bring back to here. Yeah, it gets a little bit hilly in through here. Right, but we're heading in the right direction. I'm not sure that we would change this other than straight. It's not like we can go around much of it. Yeah, what is that? That's cutting in pretty good. Not too much. A little bit, but that's okay. We'll be more efficient for it, right? Just head straight. It's going uphill. Yeah, now we want to make sure we get to the right. It's a little bit deceiving. I kind of wish this would flip around for you. This is our passenger side of things. Yeah, let's come straight out of here. Yeah, you know what? I kind of want to stay along that ridge. I'm attached. Let's see what happens if we just come. Yeah, that's not too bad. 55 grand. All right, so the question is, do we just, for now, just to keep our expenses lower, do we just keep it like this, where we only have back and forth 1 train? In the near future, we can upgrade it to be 2 trains. And we need, well, I guess we can buy one from the depot. Let's make a line first. So our new line is going to be, let's hope he goes to here first, from Des Moines, or Des Moines, to Garden Grove. And then we don't have any cargo here. And then this would be some kind of greenish color. Let's make it this puke green. Well, it's not puke green. Khaki green. I don't think it's khaki. What is that? Ugly green. All right, so then let's rename this. Yeah, now we're filtered here. So this is going to be Pass Des M dash Garden. I don't think there's going to be another garden named city here. right? And so hopefully we'll get some passengers there pretty quickly. And we might as well just buy a vehicle from here. Now, we're not going to make... This is a pretty big town. So what I'm thinking of is, if we come back here real quick, I think it's going to end up being... I'm hoping it's going to end up being along the lines of this Rochester. So rather than overbuying a train, and this is going to be a lot shorter run, I think we're just going to do one of these here, where we're doing 3 trains. And hopefully that works out. We'll see what happens. So let's take this, and let's take... Yeah, the Baldwin's coming to the end of its life, and this one's going to be on its own track with no freight. Right? So is there any big advantage? I mean, we'll be able to go a lot faster. The Atlantic... So these are topped out at 100. What are our cars here? 110. Yeah, so we're definitely going to get these cars. Yeah, I guess we might have been better off staying with these. They're much cheaper per year, but... Yeah, well, why don't we go for the Gusto and get an Atlantic 442? Why not? All right, and then we'll do 3 cars. Hopefully that's not too many. And they should be able to go much faster on their own track, and then, you know, maybe that will help. And bam. Our most expensive train yet. So let's send him to Pass des Gardens. All right. And then let's come here to end the episode and Pass des Gardens. Let's take a look at our brand new locomotive. So you're just waiting in there just to tease us because this guy's in your way. So hopefully you'll head over that way. Yes. So I'm hoping you're heading to Des Moines Central first. Good. So now, how many passengers do we have? None. Yeah, so that's a problem until you get a line going. Now, I don't know. Is it better to sit there and just let it wait? All right, how are we doing over here? Yeah, so we have 1 passenger there, none for over here, but those would be like the incoming passengers anyway. Kind of wondering why they're waiting here. Well, I guess they're waiting to go over to here, right? So really, this station should pick up all of its passengers that want to leave pretty much on its own. The only people that are... This is going to be like a weak line. Like, I don't expect this passengers... you know what? This should be called bus. Not buys. Bus. All right, there we go. Okay, that's better. All right, well, I think we're about out of time for the episode, and once again, I will leave you in suspense to see if we can't make a few bucks here. Now, are you going to get anybody? Nah, you're just going to run around empty for a little while. Okay, well, anyway, they'll run around empty for a little while, but we'll come back. I'll play enough time between the episodes to see how we're doing with our new line here. If you have any suggestions on how to get these lines a little bit more profitable, yeah, this is always deceiving when you buy a new train like that. But we did make a little bit more money last one compared to the one before. So assuming our expenses aren't too much more, but we're not overly profitable at this point. And definitely a part of that is because our train lines don't seem to be overly profitable. But there we go. Look, we're getting closer to fuller on all of them. So hopefully this adding this other passenger line only contributes to the possibilities. All right, still nobody wants to go. Well, wait a second. That shouldn't be bus. What am I doing? All right, so what do we? Am I just confusing myself here? Let's see. What do we got? Bus garden. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Oops. There we go. Well, we've got another passenger line. Steve, there you go. There is your suggestion in place, and we'll see how he does just going back and forth on himself. And do we need signals? Well, I'll take a look. Hopefully when there's a train in here, this guy doesn't stop. Hopefully they'll be smart enough to go back and forth. And we definitely have them on the right side of the track here. So let's see what happens. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.